Hey everybody, I am going to try and as quickly as possible walk you through a tutorial on how to do a few things in Notability. So on your iPads, all of you should have Notability. If you don't have it, it will be in self-service, which is this button right here. You'd click on that and then it should be somewhere in there in the amount of apps that they give you. If it's not it's right here on mine. So make sure you have it downloaded. I can't remember if it asks you for Google information or not. It might, but I don't think it does. So hopefully it won't. So from your home screen, you would go to the app itself and you would open it up and you just tap on it. And this is, generally speaking, the screen you're looking at here is going to look similar to what your screen looks like. I use Notability regularly, so for me, this right side is usually pretty full. All right, so what we're going to want to do is, if you want to start working on something, you would go up to the upper right, and this is your new one. Right there, it was the paper with the pencil in it. And so when you have a new screen, there's a few features in here that you can do. The first thing is you can it shows up, it's got this tab view here, and then you can write on things. So right now it's selected on an orange pencil, so I'm going to switch that. If you tap on it, it should give you a color, and it'll give you the amount. You can change how dark it is, so I could change it to much darker like that. I could change it to black, which I'm going to do, and then you can just write on it with your finger, and I say 2 plus 3 equals 5, right? And then it shows up and everything, and then what you do shows up on the right side of the screen. And I believe there's a way to you get rid of that by tapping on the upper right part, and that gets rid of the tab view. So let's get rid of the tab view. We don't want that. So what I would like to show you are a few features that we're going to probably use right away in this for math specifically. So the first feature I want to show you is this feature right here, where if you go over second from the right on the top, right, the three, like the snowman, the 3 dots on top of each other, if you tap on that, you get this thing that says options. I want you to select, you can customize your paper, so you could go to paper and you can pick whatever color, and maybe you're kind of like, oh, I'm feeling in a purple mood today, so I'm going to select purple. All right. And then what you can do, which is really cool, is for your options is, sorry, let me go back to that again, is if you look on the right side of that where it offers it, it's got, lines. You could pick a line. You can make it a little larger line, even bigger. You can keep doing that. So I'll be asking you frequently to do things with graphing on this. So when you do that, you'll see that there's a few different options. So you have this first one, which is really tiny, and that will be good for when we're doing actual slope intercept and graphing, things like that. But for the purpose of more things, I think the next one is a little more appropriate. This one, and it gives you, I think it's like a 14 by 20 grid or something. I don't know. It's enough, of a grid where you can do a bit with it. So when you're on it, right? So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to get rid of this stuff that's on here. So if you want to get rid of this stuff that's on here, if you tap the eraser tool, all you got to do is just touch it if it's a continuous thing, and it goes away. And so you just kind of put your hands through it and things wipe away. Use your finger. So then if you go back to this, I want to show you really quick how to make a rectangle. All right. So you can take this and you can draw a line, right? Like that, And supposing I say draw a straight line, and so you go, okay, that's about as straight as line I can do. So what I want you to try doing is instead draw along one of these things. And then what you're going to do is you're going to keep your finger down on the screen as you're doing it, and you're not going to release it right away. And what happens is that it will take whatever you make and it'll make it into a straight line. So watch this. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to make this. I'm going to hold my finger down, and then it turns it into a straight line. All right, it's kind of cool, huh? And I can do the same thing here, where I bring this down, it makes it into a straight line. But you have to physically hold your finger down and keep it on the screen until you see it make it into a straight line. And practice with that a few times, and you'll see it's kind of a cool feature. Now be careful if you see the ends of this coming out and you're like, oh, I'm going to get rid of that, because if you take your eraser and you touch that, remember, it's going to get rid of the whole line. So you don't want to do that. So that's probably the easiest way I can show you how to do that. And then if you want to subdivide this into more rectangles, you could take this and do different colors and say, okay, well, I'm going to make this a 3x3 square. So I'll make one there, I'll make one here. And it doesn't have to be perfect, right? I'm certainly not doing this perfectly. I go red, all right, and red. And remember, if you do something, you say, oh, I don't like that, you can either erase it, right, like that, or you can use this back button, the arrow, the curved arrow, and that kind of gets rid of what you did, the undo button. So lots of different ways you can use this, and there's definitely more features on here than what I'm talking about. But for our purposes, this is what I would like you to kind of have a handle on. So hope this helped.